Sewing a straight line on a sewing machine is very different than make a garment. I haven't made a garment in over 15 years, and just the thought of the pattern and what fabric and how the garment is going to shape to my body, the fabric, how it's going to move, if I'm going to be able to sew it correctly and still get the size that I need, it seemed like a daunting task. So I decided to sew something simple, like a nightdress, so I'll be able to get my hands back into it. The fabric I decided to use was linen because I wanted something breathable, something that would get better with age, and it didn't matter if it was very crinkly or not. It had been a long time since I cut out a pattern, and I had to think about how the grain line was going to go, if I was going to get stretch in one direction and not the other. There's something exciting about making your own clothing, but it is also overwhelming because you're thinking about how it's going to fit, if it's not going to look right, and it's going to be very noticeable if something is off on certain garments. So I'd been putting this project off because I thought in my back of my head it was still going to be a difficult project just because of how it would fit and that fact that it is quite long. But I just started cutting out the pattern in one day and I decided to take little steps. So I found this pattern at the thrift store for 25 cents and my pattern collection is growing, all the things that I want to make. So I really wanted to start on this first project to be able to get it done, to get over my fear of making garments for myself that would fit correctly and that I would continuously learn from it. I just knew I had to just get it done, get through it, and then it would be that mental mind frame that you're able to do it because you've done at least one fitting garment. So as you know, linen frays quite easily, so I ended up sewing it and then also serging some sections. So with the first fitting, it is way too big. The size was a medium, but for some reason it was huge on me. So the problem with the top is it's supposed to be lace, and I don't own lace. So I'm having a problem figuring out how to attach it, and it's not going to pinch into the top part of my shoulder. So I was looking at this garment that has elastic at the top that took care of that issue, so it was able to give and be able to move around. But for some reason, no matter how I pinned it or where I pinned it, it just did not fit. So I decided to use some of the excess fabric that was on the side that I cut off to make spaghetti straps. I used a hook turner and turned around the straps inside out. I also did some cinching around the waist to make it a bit more fitted, and I just got a rolled hem, so I've been playing with that and figuring that out. So this was my modified attempt to make this garment my own. It didn't work exactly as the pattern suggested and it became really big, so I did have to tailor it in quite a lot. So I think that's the process of sewing, being able to tailor it to your body and improvise with different techniques that you can use, and it just doesn't have to be straight from the pattern. So it was my first attempt to make a garment. It took me a while to get it done, but I was finally able to push my way through, get over my limiting beliefs about making clothing, and able to have a nice finished product at the end.